So mark so that you all are not exposed that what is required in industry. So I would like to address that perspective also, that as a student, when you want to pursue your career in such a difficult era of COVID-19 now, how it will change your career and what extra efforts you should do uh, to come out of this situation and save your career very positively on the COVID-19 situation. So a lot of takeaway for students as well, that what they should do now because they have a lot of free time. The university operations are all stalled right now. Maybe by August, September, everybody will be back. So you have 3 full month, to look at. You may have exams and other things, but how you can leverage your time, during this COVID-19, and how you can look at your career, going further in the industry. So with this background, I am starting my presentation, which is focused on digital transformation technologies and how to embrace all the technology in various fields in our day-to-day life, as well as a technology person, how you can contribute to the digital transformation technology. Okay. So basically, this is the general slides, that why people are going for digital transformation. So when the various surveys are conducted in IT, and you can see that where IT adoption is going on in the entire world. So you can see that 9% of the companies who are interviewed, they say that we have a digital transformation process in place for more than 2 years. That means they are already started transformation in their business since last 2 years. Okay, 30% of 34% of the industry says that in next 12 months we have plans to implement digital transformation technologies or the digital transformation as a business unit. Around 23% say that we have just started digital transformation programs, right? So that means they are on the journey to start. Okay, and about 30%, 34% they say that we don't have any plans for digital transformation. So if you see, almost 67% or 66% of the world will adopt the digital transformation technology in coming years. Okay, and that will be the new normal going forward, that whenever we talk about the IT implementation or IT project or a transformation project, it will be based on digital transformation technologies. So this is just to set the background that where industry is going and what will be the future of skills and technology industry will be embracing in coming years. So if you look at this diagram, which says that what is the digital transformation or what is the digital experience, so you see the central circle where there are three things in place. One is your business model. So you may be manufacturing something, or you may be in service industry, you may be in education industry. So your business is having some input and some output, and then you are trying to become profitable or more and more profitable, or more and more you are trying to reach people. So every business has two parts. One is customer and one is employees. So how is the customer experience, with your products or services? That is at the core of any company. That if you are manufacturing, let's say FMCG goods, or if you are manufacturing car, then how customer is experiencing your product. Or if you are a service industry like education or insurance, then how your students are benefited or satisfied with the education or the insurance services or banking services we provide. Now every business has a customer as a central point, and to serve the customer they have the operational process. So the operational process can be for in the like education, it can be like admission, and then maybe the conducting the courses or conducting examination, doing the gradation, maybe having a research paper, or manufacturing industry, it will be like raw material input, quality check of raw material, doing the production process, finished good development, shipping to customer, taking payment. So these are all operation issues. So this is basically the core of any business. When you go to any industry, maybe you go to Tata Airlines or any third party industry where you will be doing some digital transformation activity. So we have the business model in place, we have customer experience in place, and we have the operational process in place. So what does digital transformation means to these three things? So first is, can you change the business model by implementing digital transformation technologies? So for example, very simple use case is Uber and Ola services you use. So earlier we used to have a taxi service where the taxi owners are there and you have to contact them, and then you can avail the taxi services, and that is only mainly for the long distance. Or you have a taxis on road which you can stop by and then you can use. So how they transform this business model is by giving a
Hello.
user experience of booking the cab at your location, and cab can come
Hello.
to you and pick up. So this is one simple example where the business model
Hello.
transformation. Can you all please mute? Hiren is speaking. Hiren, can you mute your mic? Hiren Dampur is speaking. Can you mute your mic? Yeah, thank you. So how you can do the transformation of business model or a customer experience, like booking taxi over the phone, or booking your pizza over the phone, or solving your queries of banking over the chatbots. And third is the operation process. So many processes are done by machines, many processes are done by employees at the company. So how we can change those processes with the digital transformation technology? So this is the core area of any business where the digital transformation is applicable. And ultimately what we are looking at is the customer satisfaction, elevated ROI, operations monitoring, how we can effectively do our operations, how our customer behaving with our product or services, understanding their behavior, and how we can modify our business, how we can redefine our business process, or how we can redefine the way we deliver to customer or way we do the service to the customer. Okay. And most important, how we can reach our business to the global market. So digital globalization is one of the biggest factor now. So this is to set the background of what is digital transformation and why the industry will embrace digital transformation in coming years. So when we come to the digital transformation, then it's all talk, and we say we can transform the way business is doing, or we can transform the way customer is doing experience, or we can transform the way the operations are being carried out in the enterprise or business. Okay. So does all business currently not automated? No, every business is automated. So you have current IT infrastructure already in place, you have a lot of applications already used by various industry which is in place, and they are continuously using it. So applications can be your enterprise resource planning, or application can be your maybe university management system, or application can be your customer relationship management, or application is for the branch automation, or application is very simple like retail point of sale where you go for shopping and you get your invoice out. So all such applications are already available, they are used widely since many years by the industry. So how we are going to change, the way IT is embraced or IT is used by the industry or the businesses till now. So we have digital transformation technologies, which is identified on the left side, which is 5 technologies we are going to speak, today on this. And you can choose one of them, or you can choose multiple, which you would like to pursue your career, and decide that what will be your roadmap. So I'll help you in that what technologies are there and how you can learn all this technology and implement in real life. So these are the 5 digital transformation technology what we are going to talk about today. So first is robotic process automation, RPA, what we call. The second is blockchain. Third is big data and analytics. Fourth is artificial intelligence and machine learning. And fifth is Internet of Things or IoT, sensor-based technology. So you have the enterprise apps, the applications and infrastructure at the core, and you have this new technology which is to be applied on the existing infrastructure or the existing applications which is already there with the enterprises. And we are trying to transform either the business model of organization or the customer experience or the operation efficiencies. So these 3 things are at key, whenever you design a new application or you think about any applications which you are using right now. Maybe it's in shopping, or it's in utility services, or it's in education, or it's in the automotive industry. So basically how these applications are affecting the business, is the business model is changed, is the customer experience is changing, or their operation efficiency is changing. So as a IT student or IT engineer, your job is to look at that, how I can change the business model, or how I can change the way customer experience is done, or how I can change the way operations in the back end is done. So that is the first line of thought you should have as an IT engineer, or if you're create any applications, for any businesses. Often we are carried away by the knowledge of particular language or our programming capability, or how we can solve the mathematical algorithms or the mathematical problems using C or Java or any other technology which you may know. So that is good. As a IT engineer, we all learn that, which is the logic, and language is the basic tools for any IT engineer to start their career. But the bigger picture, what one should look at is that how we can understand the business model, how we can think out of the box, that we can change this business model by way of implementing any IT services or IT software. Okay, and then you go for technology selection or a platform, or making any applications. It can be a web application, or it can be a mobile app, or it can be sensor based technology, anything, or it can be a specific hardware, with the firmware which is doing some work. So this is the basic fundamental change, the fundamental shift, which has to be coming in every IT engineer's life. So instead of focusing more and more on the technology tools, programming, why can't we focus more on solving the real life business problems what we have? And you don't have to go anywhere, to a particular company. All business problems are in front of you, and you are experiencing, yeah, you are experiencing in your day-to-day life, and there are many examples which is available in front of us, which talks about the how world is changed using the digital transformation, and you all are using it on day-to-day basis. So let us go to all technology platform one by one, and I will try to brief you about 5 minutes about each platform, and what are the tools, what are the technology, what are the benefits, how organizers are embracing it, how they are using it, or how you can plan to use this. So first is the RPA, which is called robotic process automation technology. Okay. So this is the technology which is the most easy to implement in a digital transformation journey of any organization, and that is why the world is moving on automating lot of processes, which is not automated till date. Okay. So we have thought three things here, three words here. One is called robot, second is called process, and third is called automation. So when you look at the robot, you think of a physical robot which is serving in restaurant, or physical robot which is used in car factories or automotive factories, or in the other factories to lift the weight or lift the object, or transporting one object to another object, or interacting with human. But when we talk about robotic process automation, it's a process automation robot. So what do you mean by process? So for example, when you are doing a admission, you are entering all the student information like name of student, their birth date, their marks, which branch they want to go in, and all that information you are entering into the system. Or the process can be, you are entering invoices into the ERP system to do a payment, or you are interacting to bank online to enter the account number, enter the amount, and do the payment online. Okay. So robotic process automation is nothing but it's a software or robot which will work in your computer, and it will do specific task, which is you are doing manually. So I will give one simple example here, that let's say you are running an e-commerce store and you are selling online cameras, let's say Nikon or Canon or any brand you are selling online, and you want to know that what is the price offered by Amazon or Flipkart or eBay, or there are many other sites, who are offering online electronics devices. So ideally you have to allow some person to physically sit on computer, surf the Amazon or eBay or Flipkart website, go to the camera section, and copy and paste all camera models and their pricing, one by one into the Excel sheet. And that may take, maybe 5 hours, 6 hours, or 8 hours on daily basis, that what is the price change. If I create a robot, which is a software robot, which runs in my computer, which is programmed to go to amazon.com site, so the way you are typing amazon.in or amazon.com, and then you go to a product, search for camera, and go to a brand, and then get the listing, the same thing can be done programmatically by the robots, right? And they will fetch all the data, within maybe a few minutes or few hours, by accessing those sites and giving you the Excel sheet in email. Not only that, it can also give you the comparison that with respect to your site, what is the price offered by Amazon or eBay or Flipkart or any other competitor you may decide. So this will basically do the mundane task, or the task, which is not that great for human to do on daily basis. So all the repeated tasks, you can automate with the software robots, and this software robots will basically go to a particular site or will access particular application, has capability to access your Deepak. Can you mute? Deepak, can you mute your mic? Yeah, thank you. So they can access any application, which can be your Word or Excel or PowerPoint or SAP or your university management system or Amazon. Any applications can be accessed and programmed, and you can save thousands of hours, of real world. So I will give you one real world example where we have one of the largest retail chain in India, and they have more than 1,000 stores across the India, and they receive almost uh, 250,000 invoices from all the store to process at central location and do the payment. For this purpose, they have kept about 80 people, okay, in Mumbai. So you can just imagine that what real estate cost they have and the people cost of 80. And they are just doing this manual work of compiling all this invoicing and doing data entry into the SAP or their ERP system to do the payment. So we have implemented the RPA software robots, which will read the scanned images of invoices, provided by all the stores across India. It will identify who is the vendor, what is the item code, what is the item number, what is the cost, and it will the computer vision technology, it will basically read the PDF or scanned image file, and it will automatically convert the data into the CSV or Excel format and then go to the ERP system and do the data entry completely. So they were using about 80 people, which is reduced to now 10 to 15 people only. So that's the huge reduction of about 60 to 70%. And if you calculate the man year, it's almost 840 man month has been, reduced. So that will be, the cost reduction of the operation cost, the cost reduction of the manpower, which is used, or they can use that similar manpower in any other work which they have, which is more productive work and not the automation work. So what is here to for you to do? So we have two tools on the right hand corner. You can see one is called Automation Anywhere, and second is called UiPath. Okay, so these two tools. Can you all mute? Mute your mics, Dr. Maipatsi?
પ્રિયંકા एक्चुअली છે ને હું એક ઝૂમ ટોક માં છું આપણે અડધો કલાક રહીને વાત કરીએ
Priyanka and
ત્યાં સુધી તમે મને મોકલી દો પણ મારે છે ને અત્યારે એક
બંધ.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so what is in for the students here? So you have two sites here called Automation Anywhere and UiPath. So these are the special software programs, which is available free of cost to all the students. They can go to their website and they have the university called Automation Anywhere University and UiPath. They offer free online courses. You can download the software, which is community edition, and you yourself can create software robots which will do certain automation tasks for you. So one example I gave that, you go to Amazon or Flipkart and get me all the price detail of all the goods you are interested in, basically on daily basis. So this is the technology which is used by most of the Fortune 500 companies all over the world. And currently in the COVID-19 time, when everyone is trying to do the cost reduction and improve the efficiency of the organization, they are implementing such technologies across the organization. And when I say the software robots, you imagine that bank, so for example, ICICI Bank may have 2,500 branches all over India. And if they implement software robots in all the branches, if they just remove one or two people, they can optimize maybe 500 or 5,000 people for the cost reduction or for improved efficiency with the system. So this is a very good, it doesn't require very high-end skills to learn this technology. A simple .NET or JavaScript kind of knowledge will be sufficient to understand this technology, make certain robots yourself. Prince, can you mute your mic? Prince, yeah. Thank you. So you can understand how easy it is to make the robot yourself. And if you choose career, there are thousands of jobs on RPA, on LinkedIn, and on majority of the job sites. So if you have limited skills on programming, you should go for this, the automation anywhere UI path, and you should sharpen your skills within 3 months time. You can learn this online. And I think Jaimin by others will come back to you that we also run some courses, or we can run it for the university in detail, so they can all get benefited with these courses. So we move to the next technology, which is called, excuse me, big data and analytics. So everyone is aware of big data phenomena, where all the data is generally what we are processing right now is a structured data. Structured data means, you have columns in Excel where you say name, age, date of birth, education, and so on and so forth. So every field has a label, and every field is defined that how the data will be accepted, and how data will be stored, and how you can analyze the data. So world has already seen this phenomena, and all the applications we see around the world work on this phenomena, which is called the structured data, where the data size is defined, data format is defined, data type is defined, and number of field, which you want to process, everything is defined. But we have a lot of information which is unstructured data. So what do you mean by unstructured data? Unstructured data can be your chats, it can be your WhatsApp message, it can be your Facebook feeds, it can be your Twitter feeds, it can be videos on YouTube or any other media, or it can be your emails, it can be some files. So in a world, we as human interact 85% of data which is unstructured data, and only 15% of your of data which we interact in our day-to-day life is structured data. So how we are leveraging this unstructured data, and how we can relate this unstructured data with the structured information we have within the organization. So for this, storing all kind of text information, which can be a blog or chats, or customer feedback on some sites, or anything, or the images posted by social media, or any media, or on your website, or the videos available or posted by you, or by your customer, or by your competitor. So all this information is now can be collected and stored in a single place. That place is called big data. So imagine the size of data what we are keeping right now in the organization is in few GBs or few terabytes only, depending on the organization size. And that the all data is structured data, which can be your customer data, can be your accounts data, which can be your invoices, which can be your service records, which can be your warranty records, which can be your outstanding with the customer, which can be your bank data. So all this structured information we already keep in the organization. But all the unstructured data, which is the email flowing in and out of organization, or the social media feeds on various sites, or the videos which is created within the organization or outside, those all data is never collected or never captured and integrated with the structured information what we have. So in short, the tools which you see here, like CouchDB or Hadoop or MongoDB or HBase or Redis, so they are all our tool, which allows you to save thousands of megabyte or terabyte of data, okay, and access those data, on fraction of seconds or fraction of minutes, as your database size increases. But here, what is the advantage we are talking? Because this is all data which is, why should I store all the data? Okay, and why should I care about what all data is there on internet or on social media or other platform about my organization. So it's very interesting, when we talked about three things in digital transformation core, where we talk about yeah, the customer experience, right, which is the key of digital transformation. So when we are working in the organization, right, and we are doing our work, we think that all our customers are satisfied, right? We think that all our customers are happy. We think that all our customers are getting good services, but the actual scenario is very different, because when customer is not getting service or the product is not the quality standard, they are writing about your product on various internet medium like Facebook, like Twitter, like Instagram, or YouTube, or any other Nimesh bhai, can you stop annotation from everyone, so nobody can
Yeah,
annotate
sir.
on the
Yeah, sir.
screen?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sir. Yeah,
thank
sir.
you,
Yeah, sir.
thank you. So that is distracting to everyone. So stop annotation by everyone. I don't need annotation. So so what is the advantage? So what we are trying to do is that, let's say you have a FMCG product, let's say you have edible oil, or you have, let's say you manufacture a washing machine, right? Now how do you gather the information about customer experience, rather than customer is calling you and telling that, okay, your product is not working, or it's faulty, or it's slow, or whatever it is. So they often write to all these internet mediums. So classic example is when you go to booking.com, or um, book any hotel, you will find lot of ratings and lot of comments by customer. Comments by customer. Kinjal, can you mute your mic? Yeah, thank you. So this, can you mute your mic? Yeah, thank you. So basically this data which is there, data on the internet is never collected and never analyzed that how your products or services are performing across the globe or across the particular market segment. So you may be selling across India, you may be selling across the globe, or you can selling across Asia Pacific. So how is your product accepted, how the customer is satisfied, or how is customer is enjoying or experiencing your product or services? That is never captured in the structured database information what we have. So you all can go to a particular site called brands24.com. They just, you can just give a brand name like Coca-Cola or Pepsi or Tata or anything, any product name, and they will give you instantly analysis of the sentiment analysis of how customer is reporting your product or services on internet. And you can really come to know that, where you need to improve your product or a customer service or a customer experience. So big data is a little bit complex technology where multiple part is there, of the technology. So one is a collection of data. So you need to understand what all mediums are there for fetching the data, and you have to collect data from all those places, and you need special skills to basically extract data from all those places. Second is, once you have the data, you have to normalize it or cleanse that data so those data is meaningful and usable. And third stage is, once you cleanse the data or it is meaningful, you store in a big data cloud or a big data cluster which you have like Hadoop or MongoDB. And fourth is writing an algorithm on top of that big data to derive the meaningful information out of that. So how do you do that? So that is the next topic called artificial intelligence and machine learning, which will work on your big data and give you the meaningful output.
हेलो हाँ मिनेश सर.
Yes.
सर आपके पास वो पूरा है, you just close the all the.
Okay, I'll stop the annotation.
Yes, you have a right, sir.
Okay, let me just give me 1 minute. notation. Disable, yeah, okay.
Yes.
I think now it should not be a
Yes.
problem.
Yes.
Okay, Nimesh bhai, how much time we have? Because I think I'm running out of time right now. What is the
Yeah,
time
we
limit?
can do, sir. Not an issue,
Okay,
sir. 12,
so
12,
I'll
15.
I'll I'll go by 12:15. I would like to close. So
Yes, sir.
I think it's already 11:40. So I'll make another 20 to 30 minutes, 30 to 40
Yes.
minutes.
Yes.
Okay, so these are the some of the big data use cases you can see. The advertisement analysis or predictive analysis or customer churn analysis means how many customers are coming into your premises and how many customers are going out. The healthcare, natural resource exploration, weather forecasting. Everyone has a mobile where you see what will be our temperature in coming few hours, or there'll be rain or not. So all these things are coming by gathering data from various points and then analyzing those data and going further. So these are some examples, which I have given. Now we go to the most talked subject right now is called artificial intelligence and machine learning, and sometimes you also hear about deep learning or learning algorithms basically. So what is artificial intelligence or what is the machine learning? So as it says the word, the intelligence is there within the humans, right? And intelligence is not there in the machines. As you all know that, it's called garbage in and garbage out. If you feed garbage to the computer, it will throw the garbage out. So the computer has no intelligence. It has just the processing power and to store the data and to transmit the data. So how we make computer systems or computer programs intelligence, and those intelligence what we have been doing right now, till date, is by applying some mathematical algorithm, some loops, which you all know, that for loop and while loop, or some conditions like if and else, and other conditions, what you switch cases, what you do in your programming. So which is all called the structured programming, or the linear programming, what you do, or what you all must be doing right now, with your C or Java or Python or any other language you are doing. But how we can make the big data, which is collected from the internet or from the various channels, and how can we run certain algorithms, okay, and make those data intelligent, make those data intelligent enough to give you certain specific output in an automated way. The second phenomena is called machine learning. So that means, we all learn. We are in standard 1 to standard 12 and now we are in college. So learning is a constant process, and we are all learning day by day, and we are becoming wiser day by day because we are experiencing a lot of things throughout our life in learning patterns, learning mechanisms, and learning is done by maybe professor or by reading or by looking at videos or from your friends or from your mentor, and so on and so forth. Similarly, how you can make machine learn. So machine will learn based on the algorithms, which is fed into the machines. So for example, when you give a particular image to a machine, you can say that this image is having a dog. So that means this image is useful. And if there is no dog in the image, then this image is not useful. Or you classify this image as a dog image, when you feed those images to the machine. So such algorithms can be fed into the machines, and machine can keep learning on continuous basis, based on the knowledge, based on the data, and based on the algorithm what is fed into the machines. So classic example which we use on daily basis is called Google Assistant or your Alexa or your Google Home. where you talk to them and they give you the output back. So either they play something, or they read the news for you, or they book your ticket, or they talk to Amazon and place your order, or many things you can do right now with the machine learning examples. So in nutshell, we have four things here, which is very interesting how we can implement AI and ML algorithms. So first is the language, so you speak Gujarati, or you speak Hindi or English, or whichever language you speak, and you want to interact with the machines, using those language. So first is the text data, textual data, what we feed to the machine. So there are algorithms, which will be applicable on text data to understand what is the meaning of the text. Okay. So I can give you a classic example that if you go to a Wikipedia and search Sachin Tendulkar, you will get all the information about Sachin Tendulkar. But if I feed that page to machine, to the artificial intelligence based program, and if I ask a question that how many centuries Sachin Tendulkar made, in his career, then it's going to read the Wikipedia and tell me exactly how many centuries, Sachin Tendulkar made. And then if I ask specific question that how many double centuries Sachin Tendulkar made, then it's going to read that page and find out where it is mentioned that the Sachin Tendulkar has made double centuries. So basically, it's a context of the language, or the context of the uh, content. What is the meaning of that content? And if I ask a specific question, it's going to come back with the answer. So first is the textual intelligence. What we have been doing every day. We are reading books, or we are reading blogs, and we are reading a lot of things, and then we are deciphering those information and taking intelligence out of it. The second is the voice, because nowadays the data is in text, but data is in voice as well. So classic example you all use is your Google Assistant or Alexa on daily basis. So how computer can understand your language, understand your tone. Okay, so that's a machine learning, or probably deep learning, what everyone is implementing right now. So the Google and Amazon, and they have the petabyte of data, which is the voice of all human beings, asking the same question in different pattern, or their pronunciation is different, or their voice pattern is different, and machine is learning, and they are arriving at a conclusion that this question is asked by this human being, and accordingly you get the answer back. You have experience also that you ask something and it plays something else. So that is the learning still pending, that whatever you are asking is not understood by 100% by the machine, and it's not going to give you back the answer. So in short, what we call is a natural language understanding, or natural language processing. When you say I am a boy, there are how do you understand it? Because there is a noun, there is an adjective in the and a verb in the sentence, and that is how you disintegrate the entire sentence and understand the meaning of that particular sentence. Similarly, the natural language understanding is being the algorithms are available, which can do these things. Now we have talked about the text, we have talked about the voice, the speech, and now we are going to talk about the visual. So visual means image. So image recognition, which is very common now, that you in your city you see that if you are on a zebra crossroad, and if there is a red signal, and if you go past that red signal, they immediately capture the number plate. They extract the number and they send you a memo to your home, or it is digitally sent and you have to pay the penalty. So it is very simple example of image recognition, or the image intelligence. So what we can see by our eyes, and what we can take decision intelligently. The same thing is the image recognition technology, which is there in artificial intelligence. So the image recognition is the another aspect of artificial intelligence and machine learning. And finally, we have the video. So video is nothing but multiple images together. And there is a lot of video which is coming up, where we have multiple things to identify from that video, because video may have voice. So understand that video and convert those speech to text, and understand what they are trying to say in a video, plus understand what are the images coming in the video and take decision. Okay. So these are the 4 areas where the artificial intelligence or machine learning capability one can develop. Okay. So we'll see some examples, which is of real life on artificial intelligence or machine learning, that what all tools and technology are available in the world. And most of them, they are like open source. So you all are aware about TensorFlow, which is the most commonly used artificial intelligence algorithm by everyone, and it is developed by Google. You all know that. So Keras is there, CNTK is there, and Torch is there, Cafe is there. So all these algorithms are readily available. Some are applicable on text, some are applicable on speech, some are applicable on image, some are applicable on the videos. So you need to understand that, what kind of business problem you want to solve, and how you can use these ready-made tools or algorithm which is available. And you must visit 3 big companies mentioned here: Microsoft Azure, AWS, and Google. All of them, they offer you free accounts on their cloud, and you can literally use the free artificial intelligence algorithm for your own learning, and you can understand how AI can be implemented in real world. So I request all the students to go to, choose anyone. All 3 have same functionality. Microsoft gives Azure, the AWS is from Amazon, and Google Cloud is also there. They have the ML. So you have 4 things to choose from, and artificial intelligence is very deep subject, and you need to spend a lot of time. People who spend 10 years of their life on AI or ML based algorithms, they still say that we don't know anything about it. So it is really, really deep subject. It is a research oriented. So whoever is interested in research or pursuing their PhD or pursuing their masters, they can choose any of the tools or technology, either the text-based analytics or image-based analytics or voice-based analytics or video-based analytics, and they can choose the tools, because all 4 may not be possible for you at given point of time, because it requires a lot of time from you to understand how every technology works and how you can implement it in real life. So these are some examples, which ML example and AI example. So Tesla, everybody knows the automated car, which is full of sensor, which is full of vision technology, which is constantly looking at what is coming from front, what is coming from side, what is the speed of car, what is the distance between 2 objects, and if I press the brake or reduce my acceleration, whether I'm going to hit this object or not, or should I maneuver on left or should I maneuver on right. So it's a complete case of visual learning or the computer vision technology, which is completely driven by the artificial intelligence, and you have all of you have smartphone, and which is full of AI. You have facial recognition, you have object recognition, you have applications available for speech recognition, speech to text. Everything is available today on the Play Store or on the iOS store, and you can see how you can embrace such technology and make your own
How can
computer
I help
vision.
you?
Viren, can you close your mic? Viren Patel, thank you. So this is how basically you should look at it. That various there are. Viren, please mute your mic. Viren Patel, please mute your mic. So there are various technologies which is available. So you need to choose which technology you want to learn within this 3 to 4 months time you have. and you should go to Google or Amazon or Microsoft, and there are all free learning tools and technologies available. And you can take any example. I will give you example in retail, in marketing, in healthcare, in telco, in finance, in automotive. So take a very simple problem or smallest problem and see how you can solve that problem using artificial intelligence or machine learning. So we move to the next technology, which is called Internet of Things or IoT. Okay. And so IoT is a very interesting technology where everyone experience IoT on day-to-day basis. Uh, let's understand what do you mean by things, Internet of Things. So things is any equipment, which we use in day-to-day life. So here you can see a lot of equipments like your television, your car, your machines, your healthcare systems, your home, maybe your factories, maybe your power utility companies, power grids. So all these operations have a lot of electronics items, which is used. So in your home, maybe you have a television, you have air condition, you have washing machine, you have refrigerator, you have a dishwasher, and of course you have internet, you have gateway, you have router, you have access control system, you have security camera, you have a video door lock or a manual locks. So many things you already consume as a consumer on daily basis, which is called things. Okay, and if we are able to talk to internet all those things, then it is called Internet of Things. So very simple example is that can I control my room temperature from my mobile phone, or can I start my car? You must have seen the example of the recently launched car in India, where you are sitting in your home but you can start your car and you can start your air condition in the car before you enter the car. So this is classic example of IoT, that everything is connected with the sensor technology, and this sensor technology is connected to internet, and then you have basically a smart user interface, which is your mobile or a web desktop, by which you can operate all these things, and that's called the IoT solution. So IoT has certainly four categories of solution which you can focus on. So first is sensor. So sensor is nothing but listening to all the parameters like temperature, humidity, flow of the air or time or anything, so or the pressure or the other things, other parameters. If it is water, then the flow of water or velocity of water or density of fluid which is flowing inside the pipes. So there are ready-made sensors available in the market, but you can design your own sensor based devices and put for a special purpose problem solving. So it's not necessary that use ready-made sensors, but you may use ready-made sensor and design your own sensor device or own IoT device. So that's first thing, that it's a hardware which you can design. That is the first part of it. Second is that hardware should interact with internet or some kind of gateway and send continuous data to the internet, so someone can analyze that data. So that is the second part, that the edge devices or gateways which will basically listen to all these smart things or smart IoT on the gateway or the edge of the gateway. So that is the second part. You can work on the edge or gateway technology which will listen to all these millions of data coming into the on the gateway. Third is you store this data on the cloud. Okay, so you make certain the cloud services which can store this data onto the cloud, okay, for analytics. And fourth is the analytics. So analytics is you can run your AI/ML algorithms, or you can run some big data algorithms, or you can design your own algorithms which will take meaningful decision from this data. So these are the 4 areas where you can work, work on the sensor level, on the hardware devices, work on the gateway devices, gateway level, work on the cloud level for storing the data, and work at the analytics level to have the meaningful user interface or output from the collected data from the sensor. So this is the IoT, which is in day-to-day life what we use, like smart homes, wearables. You all use smart watch basically. Smart city is very booming, and nowadays we have 100 cities in India which is going to be smart, and there we are focusing on multiple technology. One is traffic management, which we talked about, that if you violate the traffic rules, it's going to penalize you, or basically so that's the traffic management is one. Then they want to focus on the garbage management, so how the garbage is collected on daily basis, and there is a lot of IoT in all the vans you are looking at coming to your society or your home. They all are fitted with RFID, and they are tracked that where is the van going and whether they have picked up the garbage or not. So garbage collections and distribution also, and disposal of garbage, that is smart. The third is lighting management. You have seen that a lot of street light, they are even on during the daytime, right? And it is wastage of a lot of energy. So smart lighting solutions have come, and which will basically do all the lightings effectively throughout the city, and it will be having sensors, so automatically light will start if you pass through a certain street which is very calm. The fourth is water. So water is very precious nowadays, and it has to be controlled. So all water now coming with the water meter, and they exactly monitor how much water is being distributed in a particular city zone or particular society, and you get the metered water in coming years. So you have to all have to pay for water as you use. So these 4 or 5 things coming into the smart city area, and there are a lot of projects going on in India. We have 100 smart city up and running, and almost $5 billion worth of budget is already earmarked for this, from the government. So a lot of opportunity in smart city segment where students can contribute, and they can work on certain smart city solutions. You have smart agriculture, smart retail, connected health, connected car. So a lot of areas on which you can work, and you can definitely go to internet and find out interesting use cases and how you can embrace those use cases for your use. So we come with the last technology, which is called blockchain, and the blockchain is very well talked technology. It is super hyped technology right now, and you all have heard about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, and people are caught investing in Bitcoin, and it's illegal in India to use the Bitcoin. So there are two part of blockchain. One is the keeping the public record, which cannot be changed by anyone. So for example, if you run a business and you have a database which is Oracle or MySQL or anything, I'm sure that as a DBA or as a some access control you have, you can always change those data and you can play with those data, and that's not safe. So when we talk about the public records, which can be your birth record or death records or your property records or your bank transactions or your digital IDs or your, driving license, a lot of things, which is a public record, and that public record is verified by everyone. And those records cannot be modified or cannot be altered or cannot be accessed by unauthorized person, and that's a real threat to everyone, that if the data is compromised, then a lot of things are compromised in the life. So the blockchain has two aspects. One is creating a public ledger which cannot be changed by anybody, okay, because as it suggests, the data is stored in a block, and those blocks are chained in thousands of computers all across the world. So if you change any block of information, that has to be changed in thousands of computers. So even if you hack one computer or maybe 100 computer and change the block, it will not change the blocks in the thousands or millions of computers who are storing the same information. So the data which is stored in a public ledger or the public data warehouse is very, very secure by the blockchain technology. And the other thing is that how blockchain will operate. So you have the cryptocurrency, which is a new currency envisaged or found in the world, called Bitcoin and Ethereum and a lot of other coins you see in the market, and they are traded also in US and certain other exchange, Singapore and all. So you accumulate those coins or those points if you run your data warehouse or your data farm, storing all the public blockchain records. So you are not paid for that, but you accumulate basically coins, which is Bitcoin or any virtual coins, and that coin has certain value, which can be converted uh, to the local currency like dollar or euro or pound or whatever. So the classic example of blockchain is asset management or asset tracking. So for example, if I want to know that what molecules are used in this particular tablet, okay. So you imagine that every tablet is manufactured and they have a batch number, okay, and that batch number is printed in every tablet strip which you buy. And suppose you have any problem consuming those strips, so pharma company can backtrack from the batch number to the manufacturing date to the ingredient used in those manufacturing batch and supplied by which particular vendor, and whether the quality check was performed on or not. So all this information you can have seamlessly on the blockchain. A lot of example is on the counterfeit material. So for example, you buy Rolex or Rado or any expensive luxury watch or luxury items, they have a serial number on backside of it. So there are a lot of blockchain repository made, which is having the genuine parts or the genuine database or genuine inventory of all these high luxury good item, and you can always trace and track that whether this particular luxury good having this serial number is genuine or not, or who is the actual owner of it, who is the when it was manufactured, where it was sold. So all these things you can have on the blockchain layer. So this technology is again open source, and you can use Hyperledger or any other tools which is available, Unity 3D, and you need to understand block a little bit of Python and Node.js, and you can create your own blockchain, and you can create education records or any other information which is there for your university using blockchain. So these are some real-time example, which is in notary or real estate or the content platform, or the copyrights of musics or films, the banking, travel, energy. Lot of use cases you will see on the blockchain digital transformation technology which is available. So this is all about blockchain, what how you can embrace that. I think we have already in 12:10, so I have concluded all 5 technology of digital transformation, and I will quickly go through how the digital transformation is starting in the organization and how basically they take advantage of it. So in a particular business, you have to identify by their functions like sales and marketing, finance, expense, HR, purchase, manufacturing, inventory, where you can do the process of optimization or where you can do the transformation in the business. And from that area, you can identify which technology you want to use, whether you want to use AI/ML or you want to use big data, you want to use blockchain, depending on that technology, or IoT. You can decide that what is the business problem and which technology will fit in. So some of the example of digital transformation in the BFSI, FSIG, pharmaceutical, manufacturing, infrastructure, utility is given here. Any organization, will ask the question, that what do we want to achieve out of the digital transformation, and why do we want to transform the business processes, and who can help us with this transformation. So this is how basically you start the digital transformation. So quickly steps is analyze the current digital status of the company, diagnose the challenges faced by your company and do an audit of it, that what are the problems you have, establish the plan and strategy how your company can go digital or do the digital transformation. You need to form a team within the company, who are all like-minded people, and they can stop and they can come up with the solution what they want to change. They can find a technology partner, or they can find a ready-made solution which they can implement, and then they start the digital transformation journey. So this is how practically everyone do in the organization. So with this note, I complete my presentation on digital transformation, and over to you, Nimesh bhai.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Really inspiring and informative information of the digital transformation, how is important for any type of any field. So such a lovely information, sir, you gave us. Now I all the participants to ask any question, just go through the chat box and write a question. Any question you may write. Rajlakshmi, you just check him.
I think Nimesh bhai, what I suggest is that we can, because there are a lot of participants in starting. There are 500 now, around 350.
Yeah.
So they can all collect the questions if they have, and I will share this presentation to you as well, so you can circulate within the university or the participant, and you can collect all the questions and send it to others, and we'll try to address some more someday, or we may address by by giving the textual answer to them if they have a question. But we can take for 5 minutes if they have any questions, then we can close it.
So there is one question.
Yes.
Yeah. How digital transformation affect on education industry?
Yeah, I think you all are experiencing it, that you have now digital classroom going on. Everyone is on Zoom, and or any other video platforms basically. So a lot of transformation happening in education sector right now. They all are making their LMS or learning management system very, very strong, that how they can record all the digital lectures, how they can give the blackboard or whiteboard functionality, so all students can participate in these lectures. So we have some fantastic solution already available from Silver Touch on education digital transformation, and we can really show a separate presentation to you on how you can transform the education by imbibing more and more digital way of imparting the education, examination, assessment, everything, and to make the entire student experience very unique. So they don't need to ask many questions, everything is available digitally. So we can definitely work on that. But yeah, some of the solutions what we have is smart classroom and LMS, which you can implement readily.
Sir, one question. Is your all aggressive projects on digital transformation?
Yes, I think I would say majority of the projects are coming on digital transformation now. Or it is surrounding to the existing infrastructure, what I said, because almost all the bigger enterprises, they have done the automation, primary automation already. They already have ERP or some central systems, CRM, help desk, everything is in place. So now they are embracing the digital transformation projects only to see how they can improve the business process, business profitability, their operations, for their customer experience. So all projects are almost 80 to 90% request what we receive right now is on digital transformation technologies only.
Okay.
Okay, Nimesh bhai, we can close this video meeting right now.
I think that I just invite our principal, Dr. Ajit Pujara sir, to vote of
Okay.
thanks, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Nimesh sir. First of all, I would like to thank Minesh Doshi sir and his team of Silver Touch Technology to give wonderful, or we can say very good information regarding digital transformation. Since 1 hour and 15 minutes, Minesh Doshi sir has explained all the technologies starting from RPA, big data analytics, AI, machine learning, IoT, and blockchain. All these tools very well explained by Minesh Doshi sir, and
Hello? Hello?
साउंड नहीं आ रहा है
हाँ उसका I think so sir, there is some voice. Sir, can you hear me? Minesh sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think.
I think the Pujara sir is, I think so there is some
No problem. So I think
So
thank you
you
very
so
much.
sir.
Yeah, it
Thank
was
you
very
so
good.
much once again. And one from Adarsh Parikh sir. Sir, thank you so much for inviting this Minesh sir. Really impressed, and sir really love to invite in further session
Bye.
also. Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
thank you everyone. Thank you all students for listening me, and I hope it will definitely make some good contribution to your career. So all the best for your career, and I hope a very good career in future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Adarsh sir also. Thank you so much, sir.